Hey there, welcome to Fanatical Siderider. Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil in the filter on your ATV. In today's video I'll be working on my Cfmoto Cforce 500. It's due for an oil and filter change. But first I'm going to show you exactly what you need. I'm going to walk you step by step by step. I'm going to take my time and explain things, show you things. But first we're going to show you exactly what we need to do this job. So here we have the basics for an oil change on your ATV. The first thing we're going to need is our drain pan. Now I use this kind of drain pan because it's easy to pour out the excess oil out of this spout. I also have a drain pan like this. It's got a spout here on the pan, so it's a little bit not as good as the other one, but it does the job. Next we have a funnel. So this funnel here fits into the fill hole of my ATV engine. Just make sure that you have a funnel that fits into the hole. I have extra ones here, but for this application here, for this ATV, this will be the funnel that I'm using. I always like to have a bunch of rags around just because of spills. They happen. Latex gloves, meant for this sort of thing, just to keep your hands clean, not full of oil and all that. It's probably not the healthiest thing in the world. I have an oil filter for my ATV. I also have a bunch of crush rings that I ordered, or crush washers. This is for your drain plug. Again, here with the oil filter. So on your oil filter cover, there are O-rings. These are gaskets. Same thing. You can reuse these as well. Just don't over crank the bolts on that oil filter cover, and you'll be all right. Put a little oil on it. Like I'll show you later, we'll put a little oil on it, put our cover on, and snug up those bolts on the oil filter cover. Just snug them up. Not loose, not excessively hard. There is torque specs for that, and they are in your manual too. So if you have a torque gun, you can do that. You're going to need, for the Cforce 500 here, you're going to need a ratchet and a socket. I have an extension on it. You probably don't need it, but for the Cforce 500, it's a 15 millimeter socket. And for the oil filter cover, I got a smaller ratchet with an extension. It has an 8 millimeter bolts for that oil filter cover. And last but not least, I'm using AMSOIL engine oil for my ATV and my side-by-side. It's 10W40 and it's synthetic oil. Very good motor oil. And I'll talk about that more in a minute. So right now, I guess we got over everything we need. It's not a lot of tools. Just about everybody has wrenches or sockets and a ratchet set, so you're able to do this job. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to it. First thing I like to mention is your ATV or your side-by-side needs to be level, on a level surface. What I like to do is I got this old mat here I got from Home Depot. I like to lay it down on the floor, so I'm not laying directly on the concrete and getting dirty and all that sort of thing. It's cold, and I'm gonna loosen that drain plug and drain the oil out of the ATV. Again, this is not a big job, so we got our socket and our ratchet. So when you loosen your drain plug, it's lefty-loosey. Just remember that, left. Turn left. So right here we have it left. So lefty-loosey, and to tighten it, right. Righty-tighty. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Okay, I think I made a mistake. Sorry about that. It's a 17 millimeter socket. Right there. It's right in the middle. There's where the drain plug bolt is. So I hope you can see under here, and I hope you can see what I'm doing. So obviously you can't see what I'm doing. Bad camera angle. Bad. Anyways, all I did was I already loosened the drain bolt. I'm loosening it with my fingers, and I'm making sure when I pull the drain bolt down that the crush washer comes down with it, and I don't leave it up there. So I cleaned off the drain plug. This is magnetic, and if there's any metal shavings in your engine, at the bottom of your engine, that's just normal wear, especially when your engine is new. It'll collect a bit of shavings here in the oil. The crush washer, I've used this crush washer probably 4 times now. I'm going to put a new one on just for video purposes. So I just grabbed these crush washers on Amazon, and got the right sizes here. I believe this one here is a 14, so 14 would be the big one here. So for the, or could it be a 12? No, I think I had it right the first time. Oh, they got different sizes. Okay. So they got different thicknesses. I think this one here doesn't belong in here. That's the problem. So here's a 12. I thought 12s. Yeah, 12 is for yeah. So 12 is for the ATV, and 14 is for my side-by-side. So we got our new drain plug crush washer ready to go. So I want to take time to explain something to you. So on the AMSOIL website, it tells you about something. You know how when you go to your Cfmoto dealer or your Honda dealer or your Can-Am dealer, whatever, they might try to tell you that they want you to use their brand of oil, that if you use another brand like AMSOIL or whatever, that it may avoid warranty if you have any issues down the road. They may even try to tell you that they need to do the oil changes. I know when I bought my Kia Sorento, it was crazy. They were trying to make us think that we had to buy or get all our service done at Kia. I couldn't do anything myself. Well, it's the same thing with some power sports dealer. That's a lie. You can use any brand of oil you want. I'm going to read something they have here on the AMSOIL website. It is illegal to tie a warranty coverage to whichever brand of parts or lubricants you use. Manufacturers that do so must provide the parts or lubricants free of charge. So it's illegal. They can't do this to you. You have the freedom to choose how to protect your vehicles and equipment, including use of products formulated for extended drive or extended drain intervals. Manufacturers cannot deny warranty coverage without showing the aftermarket part or lubricant caused a failure. So you can use any oil filter you choose to use. And AMSOIL is far more superior than a lot of brands out there. And I'll tell you why. AMSOIL oils are specially built for these machines like ATVs, side-by-sides. And I'm not just talking power sports, for cars, trucks, diesel trucks, everything. But for the power sports, these things run hot. You know that. These things run hot, they rev high, and they run hot. And AMSOIL is specially formulated and has additives in there just for that, those high temperatures, dirt, water, mudding, working hard in the bush, working hard in the mud. It's made for that. AMSOIL products are highly rated, and I recommend them. I use AMSOIL in all my equipment. Snowblower, lawnmowers, riding lawnmowers. I haven't used it in my chainsaws yet because I still have a bunch of bottles of still chainsaw oil. And they even make a bar oil for your chainsaw. And they even make an oil for your pew-pews, you know? So yeah, they got it all covered. Good company, good product. So if you go into your warranty, depending on what brand you have, it'll tell you what type of oil viscosity to use in your machine. I'm using the 10W40. AMSOIL actually recommended it for here. But there's different temperatures for different viscosities, like 15W40, 10W40, and 5W40. Also in your manual, it'll tell you how many liters or quarts that your engine takes, how much oil it takes, so you know. But we're going to show you how to check it so you don't overfill it or underfill it. So we're going to remove this cover here. And it's got 3 grommets. And right here is our dipstick here. I'm going to take it out as well. We'll put it here on the cover. So this is your oil filter cover, 3 8mm bolts. We have to remove this. But first, what I'm going to do is, you can't get around it. It's going to be messy. I'm going to put some paper towel down in here and around this area here, because I know it's going to overflow and make a mess. And it's just the way where it is and everything. You can't get around it. You just try to make the least amount of mess as you can. I'm just going to use regular paper towel. Hopefully my wife doesn't miss it. But you can get shop towels. They're more absorbent. You can they hold more oil or anything, right? Shop towels are great. And I would double it up. So then put this here. We got our paper towel snugged up underneath this cover here. I'm just going to give this a quick wipe, so there's no mud or sand or dirt there when I take this cover off. So we'll keep the paper towel handy just in case we have a little bit of overflow somewhere we don't need it. I'm going to pull back my mat here a bit. All right, now we got our ratchet and our 8mm socket. Again, lefty-loosey. Hold it with your hand on this side. Try not to use imperial-sized sockets on metric bolts because you may end up stripping your bolt here. So you don't want to do that. Always use the right size socket, which most machines now are metric. See, we're starting to drip oil already. So we're going to take these bolts out. I don't have my gloves on me. So we'll just back these off with our hands. Make sure you don't drop your bolts. You can hold the cover on, just put some pressure on it so it doesn't leak all over the place while you're taking your bolts out. Put the bolts down safe by your side so you don't lose them. It's actually fun to do, you know. You feel good about it after you're done when you know you've changed your own oil on your own and you did a good job. Okay, so here comes the gush of oil. Are you ready? So here's your cover. There's that black O-ring gasket. This is your filter. So when I pull the filter out, it's really going to let go. There we go. Put it down there right on top of your paper towel. You have your O-ring. This O-ring is probably good, but we want to inspect it. We'll wipe some oil off it, and we want to inspect it, make sure it's got no rips or tears or dried out. And then we got our cover here. We'll clean our cover. So I'm just going to put this stuff to the side for now. Let the oil come out of there for a bit. We can actually go in there with a paper towel and clean up the oil that's left in there. And there's still more coming. I think we got most of it now. Got a little bit here. We didn't get too messy. Lucky. So what I like to do, and I haven't mentioned yet, is what do we do with our old oil filters and our motor oil? Well, I'll show you the motor oil in a moment, what I do with it at the end of the video. But this oil filter is garbage now. So we're going to put it in this plastic bag. I just happen to have a plastic bag. But if you don't have plastic, just put it in a box or some way you can put it somewhere so it doesn't make more mess. And the oil still went through onto my running board. And then what I do is I put them to the side, the filters and the oil, and I take it to the waste depot where they take used motor oil and filters. Environmentally safe. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up the excess oil that's here on my running board. I told you I was going to go slow and show you every little step. So this video is a little long. That's why. This is for the people that may not know how to change their oils and they want to start changing their oil on their own and their filter. If you're watching this video and you know how to do all this stuff, you're probably thinking, boy, this video is long. Well, that's because it's for those people that are not familiar with all this. Okay, I think we got most of it. That's it, really. Just going to clean this rim here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm fussy. I like things to be done good. All right. And over here where the dipstick goes, it's a little dirty, so I'm just going to give it a wipe without knocking any dirt into it. We don't want that. You always want to keep your oil as clean as possible. All right, let's remove this old stuff, get rid of it. We're going to get our new oil filter ready. We're going to put it somewhere clean. Going through the paper towel. There, we'll put that right here. We're going to inspect the old oil ring. I'll probably reuse it again. I'm telling you, this it's never leaked, as you saw, and I don't crush it. I tighten up my cover, but I don't go crazy. I have the new oil rings with my filters, but it costs a little more, and I like to save those new ones for another oil change. I'll probably change it out next time. Plus, my dad has a Cforce 400, a 2023, I believe, and he might need an O-ring and a filter, so I want to make sure he has one. So I know this one's in great shape. I don't see how could it dry out, right? I mean, it's in there. I always keep it wet. So I'm going to go put a little oil on this, and well, first we'll put our filter in. So you want to get your filter. You see how this has a hole? Has a hole and it's open in here, so your oil can flow into it. And this end's closed. You want the closed end facing you. So open end in, and it fits over. I got to show you this. You can see this right here. That's that open end fits right over that. That's where the oil comes through to be filtered. So we're going to put our oil filter in, and you just got to give it a bit of a push to go over that part where it fits over. There, it goes in nice. Squeeze it on. It's flush here. I'm going to go put a little bit of oil on the O-ring. There we go. You don't have to put a lot on. Just give it a film. Grab your lubricated O-ring. Put it over that outer part here. And then we're going to put our cover back on. Oh, hang on. There you go. Line up your bolt holes. Grab your bolts. Start them off with your fingers, of course. Keep pressure on your oil filter cover here so the ring doesn't move on you. What I like to do is take my extension off with the socket and use it to turn the bolts in, and just finger tight them for now. And I got a little bit of oil on my gloves, so it's slippery. But we're good. Okay. So now we're going to snug this up, and we're going to put our socket in the other, flick it over so it's righty-tighty. And we're going to snug these bolts up. Just lightly at first. There. So now I'm just going to snug them up where I think they need to be. Not over cranking them. And they're not loose. So in your manual, it will show you the torque specifications if you have a torque gun to torque those up. Again, I can't stress enough, don't over tighten them. Just make sure they're tight, not crazy amounts of pressure. We're not going to put this in yet because we still have to put oil in. We're going to go underneath and put our drain plug back in. Got our drain plug with the new crush washer on there. And we're going to insert it, finger tight it. Make sure you get your threads lined up. There we go. If it turns nice and free like that, you know your threads aren't cross-threaded. There, just finger tight it for now. Then we'll get our socket. Again, righty-tighty. And I got it snugged up now, and I'm just going to give it a little push, just a little push, not over crank it. And it's good and tight, but it's not crazy tight. And we should be good now. Now we can put oil into the engine. Now let's just summarize really quick. We changed our oil filter, new O-ring, cleaned everything, snugged up the 8mm bolts, not over tighten them. We went underneath, we put the drain plug back in with the new crush washer, snugged it up good, but not crazy tight. So everything is closed. So now we can add oil to our engine. So we don't need our tools anymore. We're done with our tools. All the hard part is over. See, it wasn't that hard. Like I said, the dealerships are charging anywhere between $150 and $400 right now for an oil change and service. So it's a crazy amount. You got the biggest part of this done, the oil change. The next thing you want to do is check your air filter and grease the, what do they call them, zerks, or I call them grease fittings. Grease any parts of your suspension where there is grease fittings. The front of this one has none. At the back, there's 4. And basically, that's all they're doing for $400. Like if I wasn't teaching you, this would have took me 20 minutes. Okay, we have our funnel. Make sure your funnel's clean. Put it in the hole. Now we're going to grab our AMSOIL. Take the lid off. Good, they don't have the foil thing here, so we don't have to break that. So we're going to start adding oil to our ATV engine. Now check make sure you don't go too fast, because you don't want it to come back up and leak out between your funnel and the opening there. Just take your time putting the oil in, and check your manual. You should check your manual before so you know how much oil you need. This here takes roughly 3 liters, or what is that Imperial? What is that, a quart? Liters a quart, I believe. This is empty basically, so I'm just going to leave that in there and let it drain for a second, then I'm going to grab my other liter. Now don't forget to stick around to the end, because I'm going to show you how to dispose of your old motor oil, or not dispose of it, how to store it so when you go to get rid of it. So here goes liter number 2. Go slow. Make sure you got no leaks. This should be good. This is a good funnel. It fits in there nice. Sometimes you get a funnel with your side-by-side. With the ATVs, I'm not sure if you do or not. I couldn't remember. But there, we'll let that drain. But I'm not sure if you can with a ATV, or if they give you a funnel or not. But I mean, you can get a funnel anywhere, right? Alright, we're on our 3rd liter of AMSOIL oil. And we're at this mark here, which is 0.2 of a liter. So we'll take our funnel out, and we're going to measure it again. Just put our dipstick in until it seats right here. Do not thread it in. Pull it out. And this puppy is full. This is full of oil. So now we're going to put our dipstick in, thread it all the way in, and snug it up. But we're not done yet. We're going to start it up, let it run for about 2-3 minutes, and then we're going to shut it down, let it sit for a bit, and we're going to take our dipstick out, check it again, because after the oil ran through the engine, some into the filter here, in this area here, it uses up oil. So we'll let it sit for a bit, check it. We may have to add a little bit more. We'll see, but maybe not. So I'm going to open up the garage before I start it. Going to fire it up. Make sure your garage is open. You got to be ventilated. And we'll let it run through for about 3 minutes. Okay, that's long enough. We'll let it sit for a second, and then we'll check our oil, because it's splashed all around there. We won't get a true reading on the dipstick. Okay, now we're just going to check for leaks. Going to go under here and make sure our drain plug's not leaking. Dry. Good. It's not leaking around the filter cover at all. Everything's clean, so we're good there. So in addition to this video, I'm going to show you how to grease your grease fittings. Like I said, there's only 4 at the rear of the Cforce here. But first I want to tell you where you can find AMSOIL if you want to use AMSOIL. I highly recommend it. I am an AMSOIL dealer. I'm going to put links below this video in the description where you can go get AMSOIL. You can order the oil, just straight up order it. Or they have an option, it's called Preferred Customer Program. That you might want to look into, give it a look at really good, because if you have, well, even if you only have one ATV, let's say you spend $80 or whatever on oil, and if you become a preferred customer, first of all, you get up to 25% off all their products. You get free shipping if you spend $130 for Canadians, $100 for US citizens. You get $5 for your birthday, so you get 5% back if you spend $100. If you spend $200, you'll get 10% back, and so on. Every $100, you get 5% off. You get some other bonuses and perks. It's actually a really great idea, especially if you have a couple ATVs or a side-by-side and an ATV. You have lots of power sports, you have boats, you have lawnmowers, you have a snowblower, snowmobiles. If you get all your oil there, then it's a really, really good deal. Just the fact that you get up to 25% off of all their products is a deal. But if you spend, like I said, if you're in the US, you spend $100 on your order, you get free shipping. If you spend $130 as a Canadian, you get free shipping. Those are great deals right enough there. Then you get all the other perks and bonuses with it as well. So that is something I would look into. But again, I'll have the links below in the description of this video for your AMSOIL products. If you have any questions on AMSOIL products, let me know. You can email me or you can leave a comment below in this video and you can ask me any questions you want. So now let's go check out that oil level. Oil is right here on this line. So it's perfect. So that's what it said in the manual. It's like 2.9 liters or something like that of oil for the Cforce 500. So now we put our dipstick in, snug it up by hand. Okay, now we have our cover that has to go back on. With dirt and grime and sand that gets caught in here, it gets hard to put this back on. So what I do is I just put a little squirt of WD-40, just like that, on the grommets. Give that a squirt. And these ones here just slide in right here at the bottom. So you push it in, you slide it in, and then this one goes in, pops it in. So we go like this. See, they slid in. I see people fight with these all the time. Oh, I missed the bottom grommet. So again, I'm going to pull it back out. Slide that in there. Get your other part lined up. There we go. How easy was that? I see people fight with them. You just got to put a little bit of WD-40 on those. Alright, so now we're going to grease the fittings here at the rear suspension. This is the grease gun I have. You can buy these anywhere. You can even get a smaller one, and it's like a hand squeeze one. You can hold it in one hand. I like this one. I use it for cars, trucks, whatever. So this is why I have this one. Again, I'm using AMSOIL synthetic water resistant grease. The reason I'm using that is because, just like all AMSOIL products, they put 100% quality into their products because heat has a lot to do with stuff like the engine oil, right? It gets these engines run hot. Your car, your truck, whatever runs hot. A lot of oils will just break down, and they don't protect your engine like it should. Those oils break down and wear out due to heat, and if they put that much love into their oil, I imagine they put enough love into their other products too. So that's why I'm using the AMSOIL grease. You can also get that through my links. You can get anything through my links once you go on the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this job here, and then I'm going to bring the camera in close and show you where they are after I'm done and show you what I've done. But I like to take a paper towel or a rag and clean off those grease fittings because they got crap on them too, and you don't want to put this in there if it's got sand and crap in it. The best time to do this is if you got the wheels off. It's easier, but you don't have to take the wheels off to do this job. Just makes life easier. I always do this when I do my oil change because it's important to have everything greased up and lubed up your suspension. Because it takes a beating out there. So I'm going to put I got the grease fittings cleaned. I'm going to start putting grease in them. So you actually have to push your grease gun fitting onto the grease fitting. Make sure it's fitting right, because if it's not, grease will squeeze out and you won't get the proper amount of grease in there like you're supposed to. So I like to hold it on with my hand and then put the grease to it. Now I only had to pump twice because it doesn't hold a lot, and you can hear it squeezing out. You can hear it going. So, you know, it's plenty full. Again, doing the bottom one now. There, all the grease, I can see it squirting out. Now we'll do this side. Put the nipple over the grease fitting, if that's what you call it. Today we're calling it a nipple. And then we'll do the top one. Three pumps should do it. I can hear it now. So those are done. They're good for a few more rides. If you're running a lot of water, make sure you do this often. Okay, next thing you want to do is make sure you get your catch pan out of there. You don't want to forget it's under there and drive over it with your ATV and knock oil all over your floor. So now I'm going to talk about getting rid of the old oil. So what I do is I keep jugs like this, you know, windshield antifreeze, old oil jugs you may have kicking around your garage. And what I'll do is take the lid off of here, get another funnel that fits this hole, and I'll pour the old oil into one of these. And all that oil will go into here for sure. You can just store it in your garage or around your house until you go to the waste depot and get rid of it, environmentally safe. So there you go. Now you know how to change the oil on your ATV. Yay, you pass. You can do this. Have faith in yourself. You can do this, and you're going to save money, because I ordered a case of 12. If you buy in bulk, you save money. And then the cost of the filter, couple cents for an O-ring and a crush washer. That's it, I guess. It cost me, let's say, $75 tops with taxes and everything in. That's a lot better than $150 to $400 at your dealer when you can do everything you did on your own. In a future video, I'm going to show you how to check and change your air filter. Doesn't take long. I want to thank you for being patient how long this video was, but I didn't want to miss anything. I wanted to explain it clearly. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out those links down below in the description, and we'll see you on the next video.